Photoshop can be a very complicated program to use for anyone that isn't familiar with it. This series of videos is going to start pretty much from scratch with a lot of the options within it, and then going through explaining some of them and just getting more familiarized with the program. And then from there, expanding and going into other options and more advanced features. So first and foremost is going to be the whole introduction to the interface of Photoshop. Up at the top here are all the drop-down menus. On this side is the toolbar, and over here are the various windows that you can pop open. The first menu bar, the first drop-down is the file drop-down, and from here you can create your new documents, open some documents, do some various importing and exporting in them. So very, very simple. The edit menu has your copies, pastes. You can also do forward steps and backwards, undo changes you might make in a document. And there's a few other options more down this way, a lot of which I don't use. Here you can go into the preferences of Photoshop and change some of the standard preferences that are defaulted. A lot of that I don't change either, though. The image drop down has a few more options to show them. I'm going to create a small document just to be able to show that. So you can change the mode of the document from RGB to grayscale, and in between there you can change the bit depth as well. The adjustment menu is a little bit more complicated. When you have images in your document, you can change the lighting levels, exposures, various breadth of color options as well. And in a more advanced video, we'll go through all these steps as well. There's a few auto adjustments that you can get some quick changes to images. They can be fairly useful if you don't want to go into the really more advanced steps like in there. Also in the image drop-down, you can manually edit the size of your image as well as the canvas size. And there's a difference between each of those, and that is something that we will go into as well. You can do simple rotations as well as flipping the images inside your document as well. There's a few others down there. The layer menu, a lot of these are duplicates of what you'll find in the layer window as well. So a lot of this over here, I don't even use this drop down because anytime I have my layer window open, I just do any layer edits on that side instead of coming to this drop down, finding what I want to do and then implementing it. So a lot of what's over here I don't even use. There are a few things over here like the layer maskings is a little bit different. So there's a few things there that I just don't even use. This is the type drop down. So you can open up your type kit from here. You can also do that from the character window. The orientation, let's see. There we go. So yeah, it just some simple type edits over here, some of which you can do from the type or layer window as well. Same with the wrap text, you can do that from the layer window. So just gives you an extra place to change things there. The select menu is pretty simple. When you have items on the screen, you can do selections on them. You can select everything, or if you have stuff selected, If I select that box, I can go to select inverse, and then it selects everything outside that box. So you can modify your selection, such as shrinking it or expanding it. You can smooth out the edges, so it'll kind of blur the selection whenever you, if you do deleting or fills over top of what you select. You can feather it. So there's some simple things there. The filter menu is pretty complicated. There's a lot in here, a lot of advanced stuff, and a lot of these we'll go through just in another video as well. These are filters that you can apply to your raster objects in the document. You can blur edges, you can add some distortion, you can render effects, so some pretty advanced stuff there. The 3D stuff I don't use. I haven't had a need for it yet, so there's a lot in here that I don't even use, but you can create some simple 3D objects with inside Photoshop, and it can be very useful for someone who has the need for something like that. But a lot of this I don't touch. I don't have a need for it. The view drop down, some pretty simple things, zooming in and or out. Your screen mode, you can go to full screen. Right now I have mine defaulted to standard. You can choose what you want to display. Like right now I have grids turned off, but you can turn the grids on. So that's what's in the view menu here. I have the rulers shown. There we go, show rulers right there. Those are the things at the top. These right here. Gives you an idea of where items are in your document if you have this sort of small little scale set up there. You can add guides directly from in here as well. This window drop down, when you select these items, they end up coming over here into your window bar. So if you have a specific window that isn't over here, you can go to your window drop down and select one of them, and then it'll end up popping up somewhere on your screen. So I already have character over there, so it pops out there. The help drop down, very simple. You can open up the vast Photoshop help document that pops up. You can go to their online web source. Pretty much any program ever made has its own little help menu. On this side is the windows. So I have a few default windows that pop up over here. I have the history and my action window. The brush windows are over here, and each one groups into their own little section as well. So the history and action are in this little group here, and the brushes are in this little group here. So when you pop out one of the group, it'll put little tabs at the top here that you can switch to them, or you can just click on the buttons on the side too. Aside from these small little icons here, you can also expand the window as well. The only problem with that is it will significantly decrease the size of your working area then, which I tend not to do. I'll deal with a little thing that pops out for a short amount of time, then I'll suck it back in to get my space back. But both of these can pop out, and you will have a much larger working area for your windows, if you have a need for them to be much larger than what they are. The only one that I care a lot about most times would be my layer window. If I have a document that has a large number of layers, then it's nice to have that kind of popped out more. But again, you can just click on the smaller icon and pop it out, and then you can adjust the size of it accordingly as well. If you don't like them docked, you can also pull them out as well, and you can move them anywhere on your your working space or even onto another window too. And they can move freely wherever you want, but it's just nice to have them kind of docked in place, and you'll always know where they are. That is the basic introduction to the working space of Photoshop. From here we'll go into a wide array of other videos explaining more in depth of what each of these items is capable of, such as each tool here, and what a lot of the windows are capable of, because there's other sub options within everything. There's options for options everywhere. Thanks for watching our video. These are offered by the Solvent Printer Guys as a form of instruction, help, or support to our current customers, future customers, or anyone who finds them useful. Go ahead and click the subscribe button below if you wish to be informed about any upcoming tutorials or FAQs. If you have a suggestion for a video that should be made, please leave a comment below as well. The Solvent Printer Guys offer ink, parts, and support for a variety of Roland, Mutoh, and Mimaki printers. If you have any questions about our products and services, feel free to visit us on the web at solventprinterguys.com.